Now, we're far seeing innovation and technology trends emerging across the African continent, from drones to new equipment in agriculture and housing, technology that connects people and even in transport. But there is one industry that the light is now being shining onto, the sports industry. We are joined by author of Connect with the Continent, that's the African continent, Terry Behan. Terry, a very good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning.
Now, we're going to talk about sports. This is quite a change for today's discussion. Tell me more about this. Why sport?
You know, normally we talk about real serious stuff like technology and we talk about drones, but in reality, innovation is very evident in the sporting world as well. So, Elvis, when you think about whiskey, where's the best whiskey come from?
Scotland.
It comes from Scotland. When you think about suits, where do the best suits come from?
Italians.
And if you think about technology, where does the best technology come from?
America, Silicon Valley.
Exactly. Where are the best runners in the world from?
Kenya.
Indeed. But they've never, ever made a running shoe.
Yes.
Until now.
So tell me more about that.
So there's this amazing project that's just come up. It's launched on Kickstarter, which is a fundraising platform. And it's called the Enda I-10. It is a running shoe designed by the best runners in the world, in a country where the best runners live and train, and in fact where a lot of the world's top middle distance and long distance athletes go to train. And they've developed this running shoe with Kenyan conditions in mind to share with the running community and the rest of the world.
But when we talk about running, we talk about long distance running. So it's specifically for long distance runners? Or?
Well, I mean, long distance running for you and me is anything over 100 meters.
Exactly.
So it's anything where you're not wearing a spiked shoe. So really it's for everybody. It's for anybody who might be running 2 kilometers or 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers, all the way up to the kind of longer distances. So it's really for the running community, which is quite a large one.
Now, a running shoe in Kenya seems like an obvious thing designed by the best runners in the world. But what's taken them so long to develop such a shoe? Well,
I think Kenya, like South Africa, has got some challenges in terms of its manufacturing capability and capacity. You can develop a good product pretty quickly. It takes time to develop a great product. And they have invested time and energy in this. And what they've done is they've partnered up with a global design firm. They've worked with athletes. They have refined the product to the point where it looks like a world-class product that's going to get into the market later on this year.
And it doesn't look like a very ugly shoe. I mean, look at that shoe there that we see there. It's beautiful. I mean, and it's got lovely colors as well. It's got the Kenyan colors.
It's got the Kenyan colors. It's got some really unique design features. It's got the Kenyan colors. It has, the motif of the logo looks like a spear, which is a very strong element in Kenyan society. They have the word Harambee on the underside of the shoe. So Harambee refers to sort of the Kenyan version of Ubuntu, sort of pulling together. And then they also have the Rift Valley kind of carved into the back of the shoe where all the top kind of athletes come from. So it's quite a well-considered, well-thought-out design, not just from a look and feel. It's highly fashionable. So I foresee people buying this shoe and wearing it just because they want to celebrate innovation and technology and running from Kenya, but also, from what I've understood, it's an incredibly good technical product that you're going to see a lot of runners wanting to buy in order to increase their speed.
What about cost?
At the moment, what they're doing is they're launching it on Kickstarter. You can go and you can be one of the first people to buy a set of shoes. So currently the shoes are kind of going up around probably going to retail between the sort of $70 to $100 mark, which is about right for this kind of pair of shoes. Right now you can go on to Kickstarter. You can get a pair of shoes with your number embossed on it if you're the first 250 people to do it. But I think they do that to raise capital, and they were looking to raise about $75,000 as a basic investment so they can get the first batch into production. They've exceeded that, so I think they've passed that hurdle. But I think what's more important is what they're looking at doing is creating a high-tech, high-spec running shoe, ultimately made in Kenya by the best runners in the world for the global running community.
Sounds absolutely fantastic. What will that do for the economy of Kenya?
I think it's at the moment they're going to have to sort of what we call co-source. They're going to have to source some of the production in China, some of the production somewhere else. They'll bring all those parts together. They'll bring it into the local market and they'll manufacture it there. So I think if that product takes off and does well, you'll find that it's going to have a nice positive impact on the manufacturing sector in Kenya, because this is something new. Manufacturing high-tech sneakers in that market, it will be quite cool.
Terry, as usual, thank you so much for your time and joining us.